This year coming up promises to present opportunities for savvy investors. So if you're a first-time investor or if you're an investor that's looking to add to your portfolio, then you have to pay attention to what's happening in the real estate market in 2024. What's up, guys? My name is Shawn Connors. I am a real estate investor right here in Chester County, as well as the greater Philadelphia area, as well as the Poconos. I am also the co-owner and managing broker of VRA Realty. This video, I want to talk about the opportunities that are going to be available for real estate investing in 2024. So if you look at where the market is right now, most people have the same perception. Most people have the same ideas about what is happening in the market, and they're probably right? Interest rates are extremely high. It's very difficult to find good opportunities, both in residential and commercial. There's almost no inventory compared to where we were 2, 3, 4 years ago, right? So it looks pretty bleak, but that doesn't mean that it's going to stay this way in 2024 and even going into 2025. So you have to start positioning yourself right now in this moment to be ready for the opportunities that you will see coming next year. My big prediction for 2024 is a little bit more of the same with less. And what do I mean by that? I do believe that we are going to be in this higher interest rate economy for some time, but the market is showing that we are coming down with interest rates already. It was at 8% of the highest, and now you can get an FHA loan for a multi-unit in the mid sixes. And even for a 30-year fixed, you can get that in the low sevens or even the high sixes. So interest rates moving forward, I do believe they will stay high and they will start coming down probably around third quarter, fourth quarter of 2024. And as interest rates come down, that means that more buyers are going to get back into the market. But the big question is, will more sellers decide to sell their home? Because the big issue is lack of inventory. So even if you're not looking to invest in real estate, you just want to buy a home, the lack of inventory is still very prevalent. And my main market is Chester County, and then greater Philadelphia and the Poconos. And that's what I talk about, but I'm also gonna give a perception of what it's like nationally, because this market that we're experiencing in my area right now is happening all across the US. But there are some major markets that I've heard about, I can't speak too much about it, that are starting to go down. So I'm gonna focus mainly on this area to give you an idea. And if you're looking at this and you're seeing it as someone that's in California, it's going to be different. Real estate is very local, but there definitely are opportunities everywhere. You just have to know where to find them. Another huge factor to consider with investing in real estate in 2024 is political. And I'm not gonna get into that much of politics because it is the worst thing to talk about in my opinion. But it's true that whatever party gets into power in 2024 will give you an idea of where the market's gonna go. If the Republicans get into power, then I'm sure they're gonna try and lower the interest rates as much as they possibly can. If Democrats stay in power, I don't know, maybe they're gonna try and keep them as high as they can and get us to a point of the soft landing, right? I don't know exactly, but I know that that's going to be a giant factor. When you're looking at the real estate market in 2024, wherever you're investing, whether it's multifamily, single family, commercial, industrial, you're going to be paying attention to who gets into power as the president and the party in 2024. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Here are things, in my opinion, that are the best reasons to invest in real estate in 2024. You have long-term rental growth. That is going to keep happening. What I have seen across the country, and even in Philadelphia, right? In the city of Philadelphia, because I am in the suburbs of Philadelphia, but what I have seen is that prices in the major metro areas for rent have started to come down. They've started to stabilize a little bit more. You're not going to see that extreme increase, but in the suburbs, it's a little bit different. So in this area, school districts are extremely important, and they're really good school districts that people want to move to and have their kids in. Those are going to be the areas that are always going to be in demand, and you're always going to see a slight increase in rental income or a large increase. And we have seen a very large increase in rent growth in the suburbs over the past 2.5 years. Do I think it's going to be like that in 2024? Do I think that a home that's renting right now for $2,500 will go to $3,000? I don't think so. I think that's very dramatic, and I don't think it's going to continue to increase as much in Chester County and Greater Philadelphia, but I do believe that you are going to be able to still get a little bit of increase year over year, and that's a very important reason to invest in good areas that people want to live in. I also think it's a great idea to invest in real estate in 2024 if you're looking to diversify your portfolio. If you have a lot of money or most of your money in the stock market, it's definitely a good idea to start diversifying that, because you cannot affect the value of the stocks that you invest in. You can't. If you have your money in stocks, you are not affecting that in any way. But with real estate, it's completely different. It's one of, I don't know of any others, but it's one of the only investment strategies that you personally can affect the value of the asset that you invest in. You can buy a $100,000 property, put $50,000 into it, and then it can be worth $180,000 to $200,000. Like, you can personally affect the value by increasing the demand for it, by putting money into it and renovating it. So if you're looking to diversify in 2024, then investing in real estate will be a good strategy for you. And as always, you have tax advantages. When you invest in real estate, you have tax advantages. I am not a CPA. I can speak to my personal experience that last year, since we purchased a property and did a cost segregation study on that property, I was able to eliminate pretty much all of my taxable income, which is incredible. And that means that there are different tax strategies that you can use with real estate that you cannot use with other investment opportunities. You just can't. Real estate is very special in that way. So talk to a CPA and ask them about the tax opportunities that you have when you invest in real estate, because you can buy properties and write off certain things and do a cost segregation study. Again, I'm not a CPA. This is just from my personal experience. That's going to help reduce your taxable income, which will make you pay less in taxes in the coming years. So that is always one of the best reasons to invest in real estate. With that being said, there's always going to be challenges as well. You have to consider the challenges of investing in real estate. You have to consider the challenges of the location, where you want to invest in properties. You have to consider what's going to come down the road. Are there going to be different rules and regulations within the area that you're investing that are going to that are going to affect your investment property? There are always pitfalls to it, and you have to be wise to what's happening around you. That's why you need to truly consider what asset type within real estate you want to invest in. In my opinion, single-family homes will always be in demand. They always will be. Multifamily will be in demand as well, but they fluctuate a lot. Commercial properties fluctuate a lot as well. That is not a very good investment strategy right now, just with interest rates being so high. Industrial, I can't really speak to that, but I know that it fluctuates as well. But to me, single-family housing, especially in the suburbs around major metropolitan areas, here in Chester County, here in Greater Philadelphia, will always be in demand, so that will always be a good investment strategy for you. But you have to pick what you want to do. Do you want to have one unit, or do you want to have one building with 10 units in it, right? There's a lot that goes into it, so you really have to consider what is the best investment strategy for you. What do you want your investing outlook to be? Not just in 2024, but 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the road. So when you're investing in 2024, you have to make sure that your due diligence process is on point. We are in a market, especially right here where I am, that people are still waiving inspections. And that's more so for someone that's looking to live in the property long term. But you have to consider your due diligence process. you have to understand that the economy is changing. Inflation is extremely high right now. How high is it going to be in 2 years? How high is it going to be in 3 years? Eventually it will come back down. Eventually interest rates are going to come back down. Will they ever get to be 2 and 3% again? Probably not. But I do believe at some point it will get to be 4% or 5%. So if you're purchasing a property now, take this into consideration. It should always positively cash flow. That's it. That's like the main thing you need to focus on. It should always positively cash flow. It should, in essence, be in an area that will appreciate over time. If you're the kind of investor that's looking for just cash flow and you don't really care about appreciation, there are areas in Chester County, in Greater Philadelphia, pretty much anywhere in the US that will fit that bill. But to me, buying something that cash flows and buying something that will appreciate over time are the two biggest things. And that's positive cash flow. And honestly, I don't care if it's $100 of positive cash flow, because if you can get that property, put money into it, increase the value of it, get $100 a month in cash flow, and then in 2-3 years, continue to refinance, get that payment down lower, then you're looking at $300, $400, $500 a month in positive cash flow. And then the tenant's gonna be paying down that mortgage over time, and you're going to be increasing your net worth. So that, to me, are the most important things to focus on in 2024 when you're investing in real estate. So for a real life example, we purchased a duplex this year in July, and we went back and forth whether we want to rent it out long term or sell it. It's actually on the market right now for sale, but I've noticed that we listed it at a pretty bad time with really high interest rates, and not that many people are looking for an investment property with those higher interest rates. So we are going back to putting it on the market for rent as well. So we can get most likely about $4,800 for both units. And when we refinance, so we get out of the loan that we're in with a private money lender, refinance with a longer term 30-year fixed rate, I know the interest rate is going to be higher to start, but we're still going to positively cash flow. We're going to be able to pay our private lender back, pay off the money that we invested into it, and have equity in that property, and we're going to positively cash flow from day one, which is great. And I know that when interest rates are going down, when we're in the low 6s or we're in the high 5s or in the mid 5s, I'm gonna be able to refinance, and I'm going to increase our cash flow significantly. So it's a good idea to still buy now, especially looking at buying properties that are value add. That's my investment strategy. I will never buy a property that's turnkey and ready to go. That's me personally. You have to evaluate your risk and reward. But for me, I'm only looking for something that's a value add property, because I know that's the surefire way to get a good deal, especially if you can refinance it out, pay off whatever money that you borrowed from a private money lender or hard money lender, or whatever it is. And that's why I wanted to share like a real life example that we're actually going through, where we're going to benefit significantly when interest rates go down. Now, going back to that first time investor that's looking to get started, there are a lot of different ways to get started, and I know it can seem overwhelming, but you have to talk to someone who's been there that can walk you through the process. Here at VRA Realty, we have a lot of agents that are investors themselves and that love helping those first-time investors. So if you're interested in working with one of our agents and you want to get started investing, then reach out, because we can help you. I will talk you through the process. I will give you my opinion, and then I will get you connected with one of our amazing agents that can help you and take you through the process from start to finish. So I know that was a lot of information to throw out to you, and this is a bit of a longer video, but I just really wanted to highlight that there will be opportunities in 2024, and I do believe that there will be more sellers, and there's always people in situations where they need to get out of their property quickly, and they need a cash offer, and they need to sell it as is, and they don't want to put it on the market. Those opportunities are always there. You just have to position yourself and do certain things to get in front of those sellers first. I am a cash buyer myself. I am always looking for opportunities. So if you are someone that's seeing this and you do need to sell for cash, you do want to sell as is, you don't want to clean anything out, then reach out to me because we can help. I look forward to hearing from you. I want to get your opinion as well. So make sure that you comment below and tell me what you think is going to happen in 2024 in the real estate market. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.